welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Devil's Arena to the second game of today. We have now again NA versus EU. I'm really excited what we will see. We all know both teams are not bad. They are really strong. And for the first set picking Plague, this can be really hard. I'm not sure where I saw this fortune on this map. It is bot side, so this can be really good for the killer with basement. And there was the try to fake the window, but it was not really helpful. We see an interesting from the killer with corrupt pentimento, broad control and ruin, and the killer will only concentrate to see on the bot gens. Excuse me, I was a little bit scared, but this Leia was hiding by this gen. I was not expecting this. We know that survivors are on both sides trying to do gens here. They are infected. Maybe we will see some snipes from Plague. I'm not sure what we will see now, but maybe we will see some pink ultimate was live. And we see the first down in shake, and I have the big feeling for it that it will be the basement hook. Yeah, this is the first hook for mortality. We see all other survivors are full infected. They have still this fortune here with ruin and crowd control. Pentimento will come to if they start cleansing the totems. And Plague has nothing to do when to chill on the hill and wait until the survivors are coming.
Embarrassing. I fixed it, but I feel a little bit stupid now. But I fixed it. I was on the wrong scene, man. Right, we've got one hook, one gen, yeah? Cool. Yeah, I was on
Yeah,
the wrong scene, so that's what the issue was.
one hook, one gen.
So I will just fix that later.
Yeah, and like we see, the plague is chilling here around shaking. Don't saw Nancy. It's a little bit too late for my old eye.
We do see the killer kind of semi-proxying here, keeping an eye on this T and L and this gen.
Excuse me.
And also, we do find Chase right now going to be happening with the Neo, who is infected, of course, right now. Everybody injured apart from the Nancy. So I'm going to hope maybe, if Delhi's allowed, maybe that's a Delhi player. If not, we're just going to see this Nancy really probably going to have to stealth here. We don't want 4 people injured. We don't see Thana on Plague, which is very surprising. We do instead see a very hex-based combo here, which could definitely slow things down and definitely speed up downs in regards to chase. And we are going to see some survivors lurking. I do believe that's the Nancy near Crane here. But I could be mistaken actually, as I think that survivor was injured and the Nancy is healthy. Gonna go back near Shaq here, protecting that hook. It's 4 seconds right now. Our killer here is in a really dominating position right now. Just gonna 4 second our survivors. I think just working on the gens here very actively, not worrying about that hook too much. And we are just gonna see everything running like clockwork right now. The survivors know what they need to do, and this killer is proxying really well. He has lost that hook in the basement. They have managed to get the unhook. Have got the grab. We are now going to see use of power, which is a really good decision. With the 3rd gen popping here from Temptation, we are going to be seeing a little bit of pressure needing to be applied. And our killer right now being blocked by the Nancy, but maybe not the best decision here, as killer is in power. We do see the down there with a brilliant hit. Amazing M2 hit here. I believe that Ace here is going to suffer the same fate, and we do see a down at pallet. Nobody is around to see it, unfortunately. And to make the save even. We do see another hook here coming. It will be a second fresh hook here for our killer. I stand corrected. I apologise. It is a death here for that survivor. It will still be the same in regards to fresh. But we do have a 3rd hook coming in. Making this a 3v1 right now. 2 gens remaining. Really strong position for our killer. Unfortunate to not be able to get the power over the boulder there. Do see really good crouches here from our Dwight. Is going to be getting downed here as well. And I must say, really incredible performance from both sides so far. A killer really on point. And our survivors, particularly that Dwight there, playing really, really well. Managing to just kind of stealth out and managing to crouch tech the power there. And really slowing down the killer and really hindering them. We do see the Pentimento totem being lit there. Going to slow down some generators here. We also see crowd control still up as well. Definitely going to speed up chases, speed up the downs for the killer here, and make it more difficult for our survivors. We do see killer getting power again. Although, please bear in mind, the gens are on the other side of the map. He does have to travel. He had to travel to get power, which means he's going to be losing time and progress. The survivors are going to be able to make that back up on the gens here, and our killer really is going to have to put down some more pressure, otherwise he's going to struggle here. We do see kick on the gen. Ruin is down, no eruption. Right now our killer needs to pick up the pace a little bit, get some downs. We do see one slug on the floor. Nancy injured, probably stealthing somewhere. We see the Nia healthy right now, and right now I think it's a really interesting decision. And we do actually see the Nia getting grabbed. And that is going to make a fair bit of difference right now. We could see the camp coming in and making it a 2v1 here. I think it's going to be a really difficult scenario. Fourth hook right here for Mortality. The two fresh and really, really putting in a good performance right now. Definitely a more survivor-based team that they've really put in good performances on Survivor. Killer is somewhat inconsistent, but we're seeing that improvement here with such an aggressive playstyle from DM Rule here on Plague. And we do see the pallets done here from that Dwight, who was the same one earlier, who was being able to fake out the killer with the crouch techs, avoiding power. We see our killer DM Rule going back to break that pallet here. Right now, really, really struggling a little bit here. He needs to get it down, but we see survivors spreading out, spreading the pressure, making the killer have to traverse this map here, and really making it difficult for the killer to get any downs. We do see the survivors cleansing right now, at worry of making this game a 2v1. They are cleansing to kind of solve this issue, but a new issue is going to arise where the killer will have power and is currently proxying middle of map here, knowing that the unhook is behind him and that the survivors have to cross. It's a really good strategic standpoint here from our killer. Really, really holding a really good position, knowing that he does have a 3-gen also right near that hook. So he's in a really good spot here. He has to camp and proxy. He has to confirm second. And pretty much we could be looking at a 7 or 8 stage here. It's a really good position. Mortality is in a good spot here. We do know that DM Rule has noticed the 3-gen. And he will be keeping an eye on this. We also have a fountain here we can get power from. And prevent the unhook actually happening here. So right now he's in the best spot possible. We're going to see a double hit. Obviously BT does come in. We see it down there on power. Really good aerial shot there with the vomit. We do see, I believe, the survivor is crouched inside Crane here, currently waiting things out, waiting out power. We're going to see a vault over and a mind game. We do, and we see a down as well. 2 downs, including both slugged, 1 standing. Currently looking like we're going to get a 4k2 result on a Plague, which would be absolutely phenomenal to see, as it is not the expected win con here. Clearly some misplays from our survivors, unfortunately, and a really good play from our killer DM Rule for noticing the 3-gen, holding such good strategic positioning mid-map, camping out the hook here as well, and putting this opponents under pressure. Looking at a 4k2, it's going to be confirmed with this hit on the Dwight, but it does mind game it, and we do get the grab. Amazing grab here, and it's going to be a 4k2 from Mortality. Absolutely incredible performance, and I do not think it's going to be topped by Temptation, but I await to be proven wrong. We'll see what happens, but for now, incredible performance from DM Rule, and I really think he has dominated here. Definitely improving on his Plague sets. Really strong performance here. I love how he still went for the prediction hit on the pallet, even though everybody is down. I guess old habits die hard, and muscle memory is always going to be there. A comp player will always be a comp player. We do see the pick on the Nia, on the Nancy even, all but confirming this 4k2 here. Once again, incredible result. Amazing to see such a strong performance here. Unlucky for the survivors to just get caught out of place with such a 3-gen here. And now the killer playing around, having a little bit of fun here. And the lovely Titan is here.
Well,
You missed the 4k2, my brother. I'm Plague.
Seems the DMR is stepping
Yes,
up the game. Really interesting.
Good,
How are
man.
you doing, Poppy?
Oh.
How have you been?
Tired. I almost lost my voice earlier, but it's kind of back now after about 4 hot chocolates. I needed
Four. It's
fluids.
crazy. The
That's it,
fluids.
bro. Fluids.
The fluids. All right.
You don't need the
Yeah, I feel you.
You can, if you have the money, you can get what I've got set up. I assume like you have a table or something. It's easier to have what I've got set up,
Yeah.
but it comes with like a little thing which it just stands on anyway. But it's just a preference of how you want it. Do you know what I mean?
I just want a microphone that can
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Devil's Arena. We have the second half of our plague set here. It's going to be Temptation on Killer. We had a really strong set beforehand with Mortality on Killer. I'm really excited to see here what Temptation can do. I haven't casted this team in so long. It has got to have been a year, Titan. I'm really excited to see how things are now. The roster's very different from how it used to be. I'm really excited to see them play again, Titan. It's been a long time. I don't even think you were around when I last casted this team. This was the days of Defiant casting, if you remember that. Long time ago. This was early
That's
beta
actually insane.
tournaments, and I'm really excited to see how they've improved. And there's been a lot of roster changes. Like I talked with their manager a lot, and I'm really excited to see how they play things out here. And I want to see a really strong performance here. We do see a sprint burst here on Claudette. Gonna get that tag with power there on Defiant. He reckons he will do a 5-gen chase. We're gonna see. I say we bet 40 push-ups. What do you think?
To be honest, my friend, I don't want to do. I mean, I can do the push-ups. I don't mind if you think that you are capable to do them.
No,
But with this
I mean, he
we
does
have the
40
first chase
push-ups
here
if
with
he can't
Project,
do a
you know.
5-gen chase. Anyway, we do
Okay.
see a hit there. We
No,
see
you
an
do,
M1
you do,
hit
you
on
do, you do.
Project Yui, which I think it's bacon, to be honest, but I could be wrong. Anyway, anywho, what was I saying? We do see our Killer checking on gens here. We've yet to see a hook right now. Killer got a really strong build, but Corrupt's going to be up soon. And they're going to be left with 2 hexes and going to be left with Thana. Thana obviously really strong on Plague. What do we think about the hexes? Because they can get broken down and taken out of the game really relatively early on. So I think it's going to put it in a really awkward position here for our Killer. They're going to be essentially left with 1 puck if the survivors do their job properly. What do you think about this, Titan?
Yes, indeed, you're right about this, but you do have to keep in mind the fact that maybe the survivors will think about the fact that maybe there is a pentimento into play, so this is an opportunity and a possibility as well. But seems that the killer here knows what he's doing. He's trying to make advantage of the hex for as long as possible, and he's trying to play this as safely as he can. Well, to be honest, right now he needs to take as many chases as he can, and he needs to get those downs real quick. We're gonna take here the chase with Defiant. Defiant seems to be in a pretty good position. He's avoiding this puke here, which is really valuable, and you have to keep in mind the fact that both Defiant and the survivor team from Mortality improved as people, as players, and as a team whole together. So I'm really glad to see these people playing again together, joining and being stronger than ever. And to be honest, this chase showed me that Defiant improved a lot in the chase category, which I'm really excited to see. But to be honest with you, I really do wish to see more from these survivors here. I see a lot of improvement, but at the same time I'm really excited to see even more than this. I know that these people can do even better, and we are gonna take the next chips with Colonel is not gonna be able to reach the pallet, which is unfortunate, but Defiant is gonna be picked up, which to be honest right now it's not that big of a deal. I think that right now we have to keep in mind the fact that one generator is gonna pop and we are gonna get our first hook of the match. Colonel was in an unlucky spot, in an unlucky position, and this was the result pretty much, because not gonna lie, you need to be in the right place at the right time, but sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you are gonna be pretty much not so lucky. But with this out of the way, we are gonna see this killer here, this plague enjoyer, going for the bottom side. He wants to play this as safely as he can. We are gonna see him going for the shack side. He's gonna try to play this as safely, and he's going for this mind game. Interesting strategy. We're gonna get this mind game on DMR. DMR is gonna be able to and play this safely. We are gonna get rid of this pellet, the most important one though. I don't know if it's a good investment or if it's not a good one. This is up to the survivors to decide. But at the moment, we are gonna be able to extend this chase for a good period of time. He's gonna try to go for the puke. Seems that he didn't saw the survivor there. Interesting strategy. And we are gonna be able to extend the chase for a bit longer. Seems that we are gonna get it down on DMR here, which is a bit unlucky, but he was able at least to waste a bit of his power, which at the end of the day is a good thing. But what are your
I
thoughts
think
about it?
it's going to be good for the killer to get a second down here and a second fresh.
You are right about that, but at the end of the day, we do have to keep in mind the fact that this Black Killer seems to know what he's doing. He seems to have the mentality and the game sense for it. So they need to play carefully. They need to make the strategy and they need to be consistent with it. We are gonna get another down here. A bit unlucky on the survivor side, but I guess at the end of the day, sometimes it does happen. Defiant here needs to be the warrior. That is not gonna do. Only M1 anymore. I need him to do the chases. I need to see the progress that he gathered along the way. But to be honest, right now, 3 hook stages is not the worst moment we got. All the people, well, close to all the people hooked at least once, which is valuable. He needs to decide for target though. He needs to decide who he wants really to go after, who's gonna be the main dish of this match. And seems that we are gonna have another chase here with Project. Project seems to be in a good position. He has the crane here, which is valuable. He will be able to extend the chase for a pretty good period of time. He's gonna get mind game and he will not be. He will actually be able to drop it. Very beautiful play. We are gonna be able to extend the chase for a bit longer. Right now, seems that the killer is at a loss for words, probably because he thought that he will get that hit. To be honest, it wasn't the case, but still a beautiful attempt. And to be honest, the survivor seems to start to play this a bit safer, not gonna lie. What are your
Right now, I
thoughts?
think our killer's in a really good position. I think our survivors are in a bad spot. We really need to see these gens
Ooh.
happening. Let's not forget the last match was a 4K2, which is a hard win condition as it is, right? This killer is doing well. This killer is matching the same performance put in by DM Rule previously. So right now, yeah, it's pretty even, but the survivors really need to grind out of it. If they can get this last gen done, then at minimum it's a tie. But if they can't get this last gen done, they're in trouble.
What do you think that the killer has to do to take the win here? Would you like
I
to
think they
give
need
your
to slug
insight?
and apply pressure. The team is not getting gens done quick enough, and the killer is aware of that. And I think also there might be kind of a 3 gen what's being protected here near hook, kind of similar to what we had. It's not as good as the 3 gen we had in the last match, but it is still really tight. And I think the killer, because the hook is literally in the middle, the killer can just chill here, and they have to go. They have to do the gens at top side, which we do see they are doing. We see some aura there coming off of Undying, which the survivor should actually have been aware of. Um, but yeah,
Yes,
I think, like
indeed.
I said,
But
Chase is going to be at bottom at the moment because that's near where the hook is. And we do see, obviously, the gens being done on top. We see the unhook happening, but right now, yeah, if they can get that last gen done, it's basically a loss for the killer. Despite it being a tie, it would be a loss. But that means the killer has to travel up the map, so it's one of them trade-offs, you know?
yes, you're right about that. But to be honest, right now the survivors are playing this safely, as I've said. Not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard for him to be able to keep these generators on the ground, which is unlucky. We have to keep in mind the fact that these generators are already split. He already wasted half the power just by traveling without even using it, which is the most unlucky part. We're gonna take the chase here with DMR. Seems that DMR is gonna be lucky for today. He will not be the one being chased, which is a bit unlucky. But at the end of the day, the killer has to play this safely. We are gonna get more than half of the power being already wasted for nothing. But maybe, just maybe, we are gonna get a beautiful hit here on this survivor. And we see this generator with a lot of progress. This is gonna be really painful to see. We're gonna go and get this hit. He tried to go for the power, but it ran out, which is the most unlucky part. We are gonna be able to get this generator out of the way, and this is gonna be the match, I
That
believe,
is
right?
correct. This is a tie condition right now.
Yes, but we do keep in mind the fact that the survivors have other generators with progress, and to be honest, these survivors are playing this very safely. They are doing an amazing job. They are showing great amount of skill, and to be honest, right now, Project if he's gonna be able to chase for a bit longer, right now he's not gonna be able to reach the pallet. Very unlucky situation though. But as I was saying, if he's gonna be able to extend the chase, if he would have been able to do that, it would have been a possibility for the survivors to complete those generators. Maybe the perk build that he decided to go with wasn't the best solution for whatever he needed, but seems that at the end of the day, a result is going to be a result, a win is going to be a win, a loss is going to be a loss. But the next receiver is going to be with Colonel. Colonel seems to be in a pretty good position right now. He'll try to play this as safely as he can. We're going to go for a cheeky mind game, and right now we seem to be in a bit of a position. He's going to be able to drop the pallet very safely, and we are going to play this for the long run and get another generator out of the way. Colonel is not going to be able to extend the chase for a very long. Seems that he's going to go for the corner. You'll not be able to reach the corner. Very unlucky moment, and we're gonna get the last generator as well. This is insane gameplay from these players in here, but we do have to keep in mind the fact that I think that it's gonna be a 3-man out. I think that they would much rather sacrifice Kernel here and take the W rather than risk it though for a potential maybe uh, 2k. This is a possibility, matters by how the killer is gonna play it, but at the end of the day we are gonna see, we are gonna live, and we are gonna experience the gameplay. Oh, both gates actually are on the top side. This is gonna be really problematic. I thought that one gate is on the bottom side, but seems that it's not gonna be the case. We are gonna see the killer actually trying to protect both the hook and both the gates. Seems that he needs to multitask this, which is gonna be really painful to actually do for him. But at the end of the day, we do have to see the GK gameplay, otherwise it's not gonna work. But what are your
Right
thoughts?
now, like I said, I think it's a win right now. Obviously for Mortality, they've put in a really good performance, managing to get the last couple of gens done. I think they've done really well, and it was a strong set from their killer, and he managed to get the victory earlier than this killer. And right now, I still think we're looking at 3 out.
Yes, you're right about that. We're gonna be able to see great amount of skill here. The killer is gonna be able to get Kernel there. But at the end of the day, we're gonna see that gate being open. I think that he will not have enough time, which is gonna be really problematic. He will not be able to open it, and we are gonna get another down on the MR, which is a bit unlucky. At the end of the day, we do have to consider the fact that both the survivors are healthy, and this is gonna be really the problem, because if one of them goes for the unhook, and he's gonna be able to get it. The other gate, if it's gonna be open, it's gonna be a GG. Maybe they'll be able to take a couple of hits for each other, and this will potentially lead to a 2-man out or potential 3-man out. We are gonna see actually something that I said. We are gonna see the gate being open. We are gonna get the project out of the game, which is a bit unlucky. We are gonna go, maybe Defiant is gonna go for the cheeky pull here. No, seems that he's not gonna decide to do this. He's gonna play this safely, and right now I think that he's gonna decide to go for the other gate and take the W here, which is a bit unlucky. I would have hoped to get the MR out of the match, but at the end of the day it wouldn't really have mattered, which, to be honest, at least they try. We see Project here applying enough pressure, and we are gonna get a cleanse out of Defiant. This is gonna be really interesting, because I think that right now the Thurs are gonna shift a little, the gears are gonna shift. We're gonna see Defiant here trying to go for the pull. He's gonna try to go for the trade here. This is a possibility. We're gonna try to see both the survivors going for this, and very beautiful hit here being taken by Defiant. We're gonna take another hit on Project, which is the most unlucky part. He seems to be with a bar here at full. He's in a bit of trouble. You'll not be able to escape, and he takes the down here. DMR is really upset over this situation, but we in the end are gonna take the W. We're gonna see a pick up here. Very interesting strategy. Defiant is going back. He will not be able to help his teammates, and this will result in a 3k situation, which, to be honest with you, this is the most unlucky part that we've seen for today. We are gonna go for Tomori, and at the end of the day, this was a wonderful display of, to be honest, of an attempt at getting their survivor out of the gate. But if the win would have been tighter, I think they would have gone directly for the gate, and they would have left Kernel to die there, to be honest.
On 11th
But
stage,
what are
that's
your
crazy.
thoughts?
I think they did really well, if I'm being honest with you. I think obviously the problem was they couldn't have the chases early enough and they couldn't get the pressure, and that's just how that's resulted. We do see right now it being a 1-0 with Mortality right now, just taking the first set. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Devil's Arena. We have a Singularity set here. Please bear with me as I adjust the widgets. We do see Temptation on Killer here. And it should be a really exciting set. I've never seen them play this particular killer before, so I'm really excited to just see how it pans out, really, I guess, would be the right words. Titan, what do you think is going to happen here?
To be honest, at the moment, we're gonna see an early hit here, which, not gonna lie, it's a bit unlucky. But at the end of the day, we do have to consider the fact that this map is quite big. It's gonna be quite problematic for these people, you know. So, at the end of the day, we do have to see here a beautiful hit. No, we're not gonna get a hit here, which is gonna be a bit problematic. We are gonna see Project here trying to resist for as long as possible, but he's gonna go to the ground here. To be honest, the survivors need to play this as safely as they can, and we do have to keep in mind the fact that it's gonna be a bit problematic. Even though it's a big map, we saw already the result of that when we did this thing, you know, again, well, with Epitaph, but oof, it's gonna be a bit problematic, not gonna
Are
lie.
we going to see an epi level of
But
skill,
what are
are
your
we?
thoughts?
Do we think we're going to see it?
To be honest, yes, I believe that we are gonna see an amazing level of skill. Probably it's not gonna be on his level, I believe, because as we can see, he's not able to multitask on the same way. But still, he's doing a pretty good job, you know. So yeah, pretty much that's the main thing. And sorry for
What are you sorry for, Titan?
a I'm sorry, someone is literally sending me a message on Steam right now. But yeah, with this out of the way, I do apologize for this. And right now, we are gonna get over with this chase here. Device seems to be in a bit of a situation. We're gonna get over the next chase with DMR. DMR is not gonna make value out of Finesse, which is a bit unlucky. By the way, the perks are really interesting, Poppy. What do you think?
I think it's a really different kind of build. The park on the left, I think, could come in clutch here. Mix that with Pentimento, and you've got a recipe for disaster for our survivors here.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, not gonna lie. To be honest, what do you think that the killer has to do to get a good result?
Yeah, I'm here, I'm here.
Are you here with me, my friend? Alright, no worries then. I asked, what do you think that he has to do to do a good result? The
Apply a
killer.
lot of pressure, get a minimum of 4 hooks, and hope to God they don't cleanse it.
To be honest, you're right about that, but we're gonna take over the next chase here with Define. Define seems to be in a bit of trouble. He's not gonna be able to reach the pallet and he's going to the ground here, which is a bit unlucky. We are gonna see this killer multitasking here, you know. So, right now, we are gonna have this survivor here taking an hit for pretty much free, which is gonna be a bit problematic. We're gonna see, though, the survivors playing this as well as they can. We do have to keep in mind the fact that this killer in particular is hard to play against. We are gonna get a beautiful body block and an even more beautiful down here. Project is in a bit of trouble. He's gonna get the cold hook on his back, and to be honest right now, it's gonna get really interesting real soon, Puppy. But what do you think, man?
I think, like I said, it's a dangerous scenario for our survivors right now. And they're going to have to be really careful about this.
To be honest, you're right about that, but not gonna lie, at the moment we do have to see another potential chase with DMR. DMR seems to be in a bit of a position right now. He's gonna try to play this properly. We're gonna see the killer trying to go for some multitask. He's gonna be able to see the survivor there, and he's gonna try to play this as safely as he can. He seems that he lost the survivor, which is a bit unlucky. Ooh. Right now, it's gonna be really, really interesting. But I guess at the end of the day, give me a small second. I do apologize for this. This guy is really disturbing me at this moment, but sorry for that. We are gonna take over the next chase here with Project. Project is gonna be able to drop the pellet, but it doesn't really matter for the killer. It's gonna go huge W value, and we are gonna be able to get on with this poor soul here. He's gonna get the tag, which is very unlucky. I guess that he's not very well, he doesn't really know the map, you know, that's what I'm trying to say, and it's really hard for him probably to do something. He's gonna try to go for the hit, he's not gonna be able to get it, but he will be able to break that pallet. Very beautiful play. He will try to play this as safely as he can, and he's getting the down here. Very beautiful play from our killer here, and from the survivor as well. Seems that he has some experience against this killer, which is really interesting to see. I think that right now we have our first kill. Yes,
It's a
indeed,
good
Project here
start for Temptation
is
right now.
dead, which yes, indeed. It's gonna be a hard job right now for the survivors to do something because there are still three generators around the map, and to be honest, being in three people against this killer, it's gonna be really hard.
I
But what
think
do you
they're going to
think?
have to be really strategic. They're going to have to try and stealth things out here. And they're going to have to try and work on the gens. But with the pressure this killer's got, it's going to be really hard. I don't know if it's doable.
That's a really good question. To be honest, we don't really have an answer for that, but we are going to be able to take the next chase with DMR. DMR seems to be in a pretty good position. He's going to be able to evade the killer. We are going to take some multitasking here. And right now, the next main target is going to be Defiant. Defiant seems to be in a bit of a chokehold. He's going to try to play this pellet. He will not be able to drop it without any problems. And right now, we are not gonna get a TP on him. Very interesting strategy, very interesting play. We are gonna see actually a TP into main side, and we are gonna continue on the pursuit here on this poor survivor. He seems to be in a bit of a trouble, you know, in a bit of a position. And right now, Defiant is gonna try to play this safely and win time for his team. But what do you think of this gameplay?
I think it's exciting. We do see the gen in main being worked on right now. Our killer's going to have to...
Probably thinking about the fact that the killer will have to apply a bit more pressure. Maybe he's gonna have to play this a bit safer. Right now, seems that we're gonna take over the next chase here with another survivor. Defense seems to be with the man status effect, which is gonna be really problematic. To be honest with you, we see these cameras being broken and he has to replace them. Very beautiful strategy. We are gonna get another chase with DMR. DMR seems to be really tryharding for this janitor. He's gonna be able to do it. Very beautiful play. Right now we're gonna be able to take another chase with DMR. DMR is gonna try to play this as safely as he can. He's gonna be able to get the other vote and he's gonna be able to play this in a very strategic way. Seems that the killer right now has to play this in a very timely manner. He has to take it down here, which he's gonna be able to do. Defiant missed that pallet there, which is going to be a bit problematic. Very beautiful attempt from our survivor here, but I guess sometimes it does happen. You have to keep in mind the fact that this generator is with a lot of progress. It's going to be really problematic, but we do have to see more from these survivors. I really hope to see beautiful gameplay, beautiful attempts here at beating this killer to a pulp. But right now we are gonna see another chase here with Kerner. Kerner is gonna be able to take the distance. He will try to win as much time as possible. No, actually it is DMR. It's not Kerner. Kerner probably is gonna try to get Defiant off the ground. Ooh, it's gonna be really problematic. We are gonna get actually Defiant off the ground. We are gonna take the next chase with DMR. DMR seems to be in a pretty good position. He's gonna be able to escape the killer's grasp. Very beautiful play, and the chase is on. But yeah, what do you think overall on this game, Papi?
I think our survivors are in danger. I think the 4K is incoming. That's what I think.
I want to see that toy that we see in there being into play, not gonna lie. It's gonna be really interesting. We're gonna see the killer playing this strategically. He's gonna be able to get that down here on Defiant. Defiant couldn't even drop the pellet. It wouldn't have really mattered because we both know what would have happened there. I guess it is what it is. We are gonna get, I think, the generator in main, which is gonna be really important and will separate the rest of the generators. And to be honest right now, we see an interesting moment. Yes, indeed, we're gonna get that generator there, and we are gonna continue here on the pursuit. Bjorn is gonna hide there, and he's gonna try pretty much to play this safely. We're gonna get a beautiful attempt at picking the Defiant off the ground, but seems that the killer doesn't really care. He's gonna play this safely. We know that he has to go for it. He has to start to hook. He has to go for the win. Otherwise, it's going to be really problematic. Plus, that the map doesn't really have give him the opportunity to waste too much time. We do know that if he doesn't play this properly, he will take the L here, which he doesn't look forward to. He needs to take this set. He lost the last one, and right now we're gonna take over the next chase with DMR. DMR seems to be in a bit of a position. He's injured as well. Right now we are gonna try to see a couple of ballots being broken, going for the window. Beautiful play, beautiful play. Right now we are gonna get an ooh, this is gonna be problematic. DMR is on the ground, but he's on the corner side, which is really the best scenario. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, actually not right now. Ooh, I want to create that. What do you call it, puppy? The calm before the storm. How do you call
Eye of the
it?
storm.
Like that feeling. That feeling, you know, that you get when you really want to see something and you can't wait till you
I'm
see
not
it.
gonna lie, I have no idea.
I don't know how to properly explain. I know how it suspense is it it's called in my language, but I don't know how is it called in English. I know I don't have it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we are waiting to get that excitement. It's a good acronym, or I don't know if it's an acronym, but yeah, I understand the situation. Anyways, we are gonna have an interesting scenario. The killer has to play this safely. He has to do this in a timely manner as well, because these generators are gonna be really problematic. We do have to keep in mind the fact that actually decides to play this for the camp. Interesting strategy. We do have to keep in mind about the little toy that we have in there, puppy. What do you think of it? I would like your opinion.
I think right now our killer's just gonna
If you,
confirm hook
I
here.
mean,
And we are going to see him looking for survivors working on the gens. But right now, yeah, it's a bad spot to be a survivor. And we're looking at... He's going to try and force a two-man match. A 2v1. And that could be really dangerous.
ooh. But you know what's gonna
Well,
be more interesting, my friend? You see that on the right corner there, that
yeah, I know, I see
specific
it.
thing. hmm It's gonna be really interesting. Not gonna lie, we are gonna get an unhook here. I believe so. No, it's not gonna be the case. To be honest, I think that the survivors are gonna be so surprised over this perk here. But right now, we have a full on camp. The Amar is not gonna be able to do anything. The killer is really, really um, safe playing this. He is pretty much enjoying his time. He doesn't really care, you know. I don't know why the survivors are not trying to go for a double generator, to do a double on a generator here. I think that this will be the best play that they can actually do, but who knows? Would you like maybe to give some insight?
I think he's sticking to this. The survivors are going to have to do the gens. There's only one left after all. Actually, we see one going in for pull, which is a little bit of a waste of effort, to be honest. I think just have them on two separate gens. Or maybe even double up at this stage.
Ooh, we got the kill being confirmed on the MR. We are gonna get a DP, and Defiant is going straight to ground. No, it's not gonna be the case. He's gonna be able to extend the chase for a bit longer. He's gonna try to do his best, and now he's going to the ground. For the people that waited with excitement to see this specific thing that I was talking about. This work here is what I really wanted to see. Is the most interesting part of the day for me. And to be honest, I couldn't wait for the killer to actually make good use of it. But what do you think,
I
Pop?
think it's going to scare the hell out of that ace. That's what I think.
Ooh, you're right actually. But maybe Kernel is gonna try to play this safely. He's gonna try to hide for as long as he can. To be honest, this is the best strategy that he can come up with. And at the end of the day, with the circumstances that he has, we do have to keep in mind the fact that he has to play this safely. He has to try to go for the edge, either to go for the gate, but otherwise it's gonna be a 4k1, which is not a bad result by any means. It's a pretty decent result. We're gonna see the last survivor though. Right now, the killer knows where the last one is. Ooh, this is gonna be really, really problematic. The killer is gonna see the survivor there, and Kerner knows it too. We are not gonna be able to get the the TP there, which is a bit unlucky. We're gonna see Kerner trying to come for the pull, or I don't know what he's really trying to do. It's really interesting to see this player doing this. We're gonna get the last chase though with Kernel. Kernel is not gonna be able to do anything in this moment. He's gonna try to play this as safely as he can. Right now, this is gonna be the goated chase, right? in this very moment. And it's really interesting to see because Kernel doesn't really try to even go for the check. He just wants to take over the last chase, but the killer is a bit afraid, I believe. I don't know what's happening here. But yeah, it's really interesting to see. What are your thoughts, though?
I mean, he got robbed of his Devour because the unhook didn't happen, so no Mori. But we're going to see probably an endgame Mori here anyway.
Yes, indeed, you're right about that. But at the end of the day, I don't think that this was the killer's strategy. If he wanted to play it by Mori, he would have been able to do that. But I think that he mostly wanted to go for you know, for the third stack to get the insta down, because this is the most valuable asset that you can receive. We are gonna take though the last chase with Kernel. Kernel seems to be in a pretty decent situation. He's gonna be able to reach over to the pallet, and right now the pursuit is gonna continue. We are gonna see this killer playing this as safely as he can, and I think right now Kernel is just enjoying the chase, is just enjoying the money, but nonetheless, he's going back to the ground like always, which is
All gen's
unlucky.
done.
But
Four.
he
Wait,
did
no.
an
No, they only
amazing.
did four, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they did four. No,
Four.
that's fine. The game confused me.
Killer is really happy with his character here. He's enjoying the show. But what do you think that the killer from Mortality will have to do to get to this result or even a better result?
Like I said, I think it's going to be really difficult. I don't know who's going to play killer for Mortality, so I think it's just going to be one of them sort of interesting ones. We're going to have to wait and see what kind of play style they come up with, and if they can run a unique build as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here on the second half of this match. We have the survivors. If you would like to be kind and remind me from
Survivors
which
right
team
now
are
is
the
Temptation.
survivors? Temptation, thank you very much. So the survivors from the Temptation and the killer from Mortality. Would you like to give me a sneak peek of what the killer is doing? Or
There we
maybe to
go.
go to the killer, because we see the first chase here with Myrtex. It's gonna be not with Myrtex, so Genoxy. Genoxy seems to be in an interesting position right now. He's gonna try to play this as safely as he can. He's gonna take a hit here, which is gonna be a bit problematic. But overall, we seem to have a pretty strong start for Myrtex. He is doing a pretty good job. We are gonna get a tag here, and this result in a down, which is gonna lead to a basement as well. And not gonna
really
lie, it's
good
gonna
for
be really
our killer
problematic.
here.
But to be honest, what do you think? What do you think that the killer has to do to improve the chances of
Go
his
for more
win?
hooks right now. I think camping would be the wrong decision. He needs to be active right now. He needs to be keeping an eye on the map, and he needs to multitask and tab it in and out, so to speak.
I see, I see. Do you think that he's going to be capable to do this?
Yeah. Obviously, it depends on his playstyle, but he
Oh.
needs to set up around main, definitely. He needs to put some pressure on the survivors.
Probably you're right about this. We do have to keep in mind the fact that these survivors played properly. Well, the survivors played properly the first match, but right now it's gonna be a different situation. It's gonna be a different killer. We're gonna get a tag here on Joshua. Not gonna lie, in a lucky situation, we're gonna take the further chase with the survivor. We're gonna see a bit of multitasking from Mirtex here. From Mirtex, he seems to be doing a pretty good job, and right now we are gonna get another generator. We are looking at a 4k2 result. He needs to do it, otherwise it's gonna be really problematic. Still, the survivor is in basement. No one is really going
They're
after
waiting
him.
it
It's
out.
really interesting to see. We're gonna see a lot of
Because
progress.
it's in main. Basement's in main, right? That's why. Oh,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, I don't know then.
Offerings? What do you mean? It's so good. Since the survivors prioritize the generators, they try to play this as safely as they can. We are gonna get a beautiful hit here on Joshua. And right now his mandate is not the best situation when we are gonna leave the main and go for the crane here. He will be able to destroy the pallet with no problems. Actually, the pallet is already destroyed. We are gonna go for the corner and we are gonna get it down here. I don't know. I think that the decision to let Genoxy go second stage is gonna bite them in the ass later, but for now it's not the worst decision that they could have done. We need to see the fruits of their resolve.
That was
So
an
what do
interesting
you think,
turnaround.
Pablo?
I thought you were going to say something else there. That was funny. I think the killer's onto a really good start here, and definitely it's a situation which puts our survivors at risk. And they really need to at least get one of the unhooks here, otherwise they're in a bad situation. And they're going to leave the shack one to die, so I hope that they're on gens.
Right now, you're right about that. They are actually gonna leave that survivor there to die, which, as you've said, it's true. We are probably gonna see another potential chase. Maybe we are gonna get another generator. This is a possibility. We are gonna see the Ace getting ready to get the blob out of the way, and we are gonna continue here on the pursuit. We are gonna see that replacement there. Beautiful play, beautiful strategy. We are gonna get a safe play here. The killer decides to go for these generators. He tries to take control over the match. He's trying to just go for them and make sure that everything goes in his way. But what do you
I
think,
think our
Bobby?
survivors need to stealth this out and be careful right now. The killer's in a really good spot, and it's really dangerous here.
You're right about that. We do have to keep in mind the fact that right now we don't really have too many pellets. He's gonna miss that shot. Very unlucky moment on Murtek's side, but at the end of the day, the survivors are doing a pretty good job with out of the way. And to be honest, it's not the worst decision that the killer could have done here. We are gonna play this safely. We're gonna go after the survivor here, after the Dwight. Dwight seems to be in a pretty bad spot. He will take the tag probably very soon. We are gonna see a beautiful mind game. He's not gonna be able to get it though, and he has to leave, which is gonna be a bit problematic. But we're gonna get some multitasking out of this, which is really interesting to see. We love to see it, and we are gonna take another chase here with Joshua. Ooh, this is gonna be really interesting. I can't wait to see what Joshua is gonna be capable to do. He showed potential, and to be honest, at the moment, I want to see his skill, his resolve, and the way that he can actually play this. But actually, the killer is sort of multitasking. We see him going after Joshua. He's trying to go maybe for another survivor. He's trying to pretty much make two things at once, which may bite him later. But for now, we are gonna get a beautiful, beautiful pallet drop there. Oh, it's getting really problematic for the killer. He really needs to start to put the pieces together. Otherwise, it's gonna be the worst scenario that he can get. The generators are starting to fly away, which is something that he can't really let that slip out of his grasp. We are gonna get a beautiful hit. He actually is gonna miss that hit on Red here, which is gonna be really problematic. Not gonna lie, we are gonna be able probably to get a hit here. No, seems that is not gonna be the case. Actually, it's gonna be able to get it. Very beautiful, my game. And right now, we are gonna continue here on the pursuit. We see Red being in a tough position. He's gonna try to play this as safely as he can. He needs to do this chase for at least for a longer period of time. We're gonna get this generator out of the way, which is, not gonna lie, is interesting to see. We are gonna get it down on Red here. Red seems to be in a pretty bad spot, but right now we are probably looking for the Tycoon here. Seems that the survivors uh, from the enemy team are really showing what they are capable of. We are really seeing their full potential, which is really interesting. But what do you think, Bobby?
I think we're going to see a 2v1 if they're not careful, and they really need to work on these gens and try and stealth a little bit more, or at least try and pop some of them bubbles, blobs, whatever you want to call it, that he's got around, because they're really struggling with his ability to teleport right now.
Ah, you are right about that. We are gonna be able to extend the chase for a bit longer. We are gonna get the next chase with Joshua. Joshua is going unlucky hit here. But we see right now Myrtex really trying to go for these blobs. We are gonna see these generators being close to pop, and not gonna lie, it's not the best case scenario. It's not the worst one, but not the best one either. We are gonna see, ooh, Joshua getting mended. This is really problematic. He's gonna try to hide under the tree. He's gonna be able to do it, and right now it's getting harder and harder for the killer. If he's not gonna be able to keep this fortune, he's gonna be a GG. But what do you think,
I
Bobby?
think, like I said, it's really, really difficult. The survivors need to up their game a bit here. I feel like Murtex is putting them under a lot of pressure, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a second set being taken by Mortality. But I don't want to talk too soon, because maybe Temptation gets all 5 gens done. I mean, anything's possible.
Indeed, you're right about that. This is a possibility. We have to keep that into mind. But to be honest, it's really interesting to see. We see great amount of coordination from the survivors. They didn't really care about the fact that they lost a teammate, which is unexpected. I really thought that once one piece of the puzzle falls down, the rest is not going to be complete. But seems that they can do just fine without it. It's really interesting to see. It's really good coordination, and it's something that we love to see in here. But yeah, what do you think?
I think Killer's making the right steps right now. He's really keeping an eye on the cams. He's really protecting these gens, especially near main as well. Obviously a real optimal sort of point to protect. And our survivors just need to manage to somehow break away from this 3 gen and find gens elsewhere. Otherwise they're just going to get caught in this web of entanglement and they're just going to go down.
You may be right about this. We're gonna take over the next chase with Joshua. Joshua seems to be in a bad spot and he's gonna take the down here. Very unlucky situation, very unlucky moment. We're gonna continue here. The killer is gonna try to get this generator interrupted, and right now it's gonna be really problematic. We do have to keep in mind the fact that these generators are about to pop. This is gonna be a hard moment, a hard situation, and right now we are gonna see these survivors going for the top position. Very interesting play, very interesting moment. We are gonna get another potential chase here, which, not gonna lie, is gonna be really interesting. And right now the next chase here is gonna be with C. C seems to be in a bit of a position, in a bit of a chokehold. He's gonna take the next chase. He's gonna try to do his best, and right now let's see what this guy's gonna try to do. He is gonna try to play this as properly as he can. We're gonna see him going and playing this pretty interestingly. He's doing a pretty amazing job. He's gonna take that beautiful hit on him. Very beautiful hit. Unlucky moment for the survivor, but I guess if a hit is gonna be like this, I do accept it. You know what I mean, puppy. So we are gonna continue here. C is gonna take the lead. He's gonna continue with the chase. We are gonna get a very beautiful mind game play, basement play here, and probably we are gonna get the generator popped. Yes, indeed, but we do have to keep in mind the fact that these generators are probably gonna pop, which is gonna be a really big screw up for the killer. Ooh, it's gonna be really interesting, not gonna lie. We do have to keep in mind the fact that it's not so simple for the killer. It starts to get very hard. But they will be able to pop the generator. They are actually gonna be able to pop the generator. Very beautiful play. And we are looking for the next set, I believe. Am I right?
No, right now it's tie. One more gen. Wait, actually no, yeah. Tie condition. Yeah. Right now it goes tiebreaker either way.
Ooh, this is gonna be really interesting. We see Myrtex really trying, but he's not gonna be able to do anything in this case scenario. Right now, it's gonna be really hard. And C here, he's gonna stay in the basement for a while. He's gonna try to do, well, he's not gonna do anything, not gonna lie. But still, the survivors have to unhook him. They need to play this safely and just
they actually
win some time. Ooh,
that's a change of strategy here, as we saw the last survivor being left in basement here. Maybe they are going for the win result here.
He was left to rot
there. They have a 2v1, they cannot possibly achieve this. Gonna see the Nia taking a hit here.
But I think that the killer is still gonna decide to go after C. C seems to be the main target of the match. We are gonna get the chase with this guy. This guy is gonna try to do his best. He's gonna try to hold for as long as possible. He's not gonna be able to reach the pallet. Will he actually able to reach the pallet? This is the question. He's gonna be able. Oh, no, he got stuck. That would have been a perfect hit there if Myrtex would have went through with it, which is really problematic. And we are gonna get the last generator. This is actually something that we enjoy to see. We are gonna be able to get another chase here with Dia, I believe. I'm not sure now. But what do you think, Bobby?
I mean, Temptation's won. I think it's crazy. We see 1-1 now, and we're gonna go tiebreaker. I think it's a really good performance from Temptation. They've really bounced back.
He gets stuck there. Ooh, very unlucky moment. We are gonna get it down on Joshua. And right now, let's continue with the business. Let's see what this killer is gonna try to do. He seems to be... Oh, he already lost the round. We do have to be honest with this. At the very end, he tried, you know. That's the main important thing. We do have to give him credit for his result and for his tentative of getting the W. He was not able to get this round, but he did pretty well, and we are gonna let the other survivor go to rot, which is gonna be a bit unlucky, but I guess a 2-man out is a wonderful result. Very well played from both the survivors and the killer. Both sides put an amazing fight, and I
Oh,
do
they did
wish to
really well, in
see
my opinion.
the tiebreaker. Here, with Kernel here being on the killer, it's gonna be really interesting. As we already can see, Mortality is gonna be on the killer set. We are on the tiebreaker, and it's gonna be an unknown on Blood Lodge. It's gonna be something actually pretty interesting. It's been so long since I've seen this map being into play on unknown. But we are gonna take over the first chase here with Genoxy. Genoxy seems to be in a pretty good position. He's gonna try to play this as safely as he can. And right now he's gonna be able to win as much time as humanly possible. At the moment we have a pretty good situation for him. He's not gonna get tagged. He's not gonna get infected. He's gonna be able to apply enough pressure. And right now he's leading the chase. He's doing an amazing job. He will take a beautiful hit here on Genoxy though. Beautiful situation, beautiful moment. Right now, Genoxy is in a bit of trouble. He's trying his best, and right now we see him being in a little bit of a chokehold. Right now, ooh, we are getting that infection on Genoxy. Genoxy is in a bit of trouble, but he was able to extend the chase for a pretty good amount of time. He was able to do an amazing chase. Oh, he actually got that hit. That is insane gameplay from this survivor and from this killer here. But what are your thoughts,
I
Poppy?
think our killer is doing quite well at the moment. He has to be careful. I wouldn't recommend toxing. I think try and get some more tags because we see they're doing gens really, really actively right now.
But yeah, you're right about that. To be honest, at the moment we have the killer with a lot of control, he seems to know what he's doing, and not gonna lie, it's quite interesting. The killer is really trying, but we're gonna get another generator. This map is really big, we do have to keep that in mind, and it may be a bit problematic for this poor killer here. Oof, it's gonna be really interesting, not gonna lie. But at the moment, the killer seems to not have the control over the match. He's going to try to play this as safely as he can. After all, he needs to get that second. He needs to get
Hmm.
that survivor dead. But will they be able to complete the generators before this happen? Will you be kind and answer me this question,
I
Poppy?
think we're gonna see one generator pop. That person in basement is gonna go second. I don't think they're gonna commit to the unhook. Our killer's predicting the unhook happening though. I think he is going to camp this out right now, and they're going to commit to the gens. But he is sure that somebody's in the basement, but I don't think it is to be right now. And Titan, if you check your DMs, I
I
sent
believe
you the
that's...
naughty words.
Yeah, but I... You know, it's funny, I didn't say any of those words.
I don't know. That's very odd then.
We are gonna check the VOD out. We're gonna check the VOD
It's fine.
after that. Anyways, with this out of the way, we're actually gonna get a save here on this survivor here. We are gonna get an FTP play.
Two
Very beautiful
gens,
situation. We're gonna
four
try to
gens
get...
being
Oh,
popped.
new gens!
Goodness gracious, Temptation's in it to win it right now with incredible results right now. Temptation really pulling this back, almost toying with Mortality at this point. Throwing right now.
But we're gonna get two people though. We're gonna get two people, which may be the game changer that the actual killer needs. But we're gonna see actually these people trying to play this as safely as they can. We are gonna get it down here, the kill. And to be honest, the survivors have to play this safer. We're gonna get actually a pellet save. Pellet save? No pellet save actually. Interesting situation, interesting moment, unlucky situation. But it would have been really fun to see, not gonna lie. What are your thoughts though?
Right now, I think just a bad situation be our killer. I think just commit to the camp here. There's not much you can do. You just want to guarantee more stages. So right now, guarantee a 6th stage.
Oh, she's gonna be able to find the survivor though. You'll be able to find the survivor since the next chase here will be with Red. Red seems to be in a bad position. He's gonna take the hit. He'll drop the pellet in front of his face, but it will not be. Actually, it's gonna be a good value because he was able to make the distance with Smash. This is huge deal. This is actually a good trade. Not gonna lie, but what do you think?
I think, like I said, the survivors need to stealth and get this gen done. They leave the person in basement, but they've actually got him, which is a really interesting one. I'm not so sure that's the best move, though.
Probably this is a move. Oh, beautiful pallet stander. I didn't expect that. But we are gonna continue here. On C seems to be in a bad spot. He will not be able to reach too far. And that was actually so close. We saw the renewal being into play. And we are gonna continue here with the chase. No. He decides to leave him. It's really interesting to see, not gonna lie, because at the end of the day, the survivors are really trying hard. Ooh, amazing cracker, beautiful play. We are not gonna be able to reach too far though, but we're gonna actually be able to reach this pallet. Interesting play. We're gonna continue here with the chase. Red seems to be in a bit of a situation. He's gonna try his best, and right now, Red will not be able to get that, which is really problematic. But he tried his best. We do have to give him credit. Where credit is due, we are gonna get an amazing infection on Josh here. Joshua here is in a bit of a position. He's really trying his best, his hardest to not get hit, but he will not be able to avoid it. Actually, he's gonna be able to avoid it, but he's gonna take him one, which I believe it's better. Ooh, we're gonna try to go for the infection. Since that's not gonna be the case, and we are gonna continue on the pursuit. Right now, Joshua is gonna be able to avoid the infection. No, it's not gonna be the case, but he's doing a pretty good job. He is able to show that he is a good chaser against unknown. We are gonna get those down on Joshua. Very unlucky moment. But maybe we are gonna get the generator being popped. We are gonna make value out of this perk. What was the perk called,
Let me
Puppy? If
have
you
a
can
look. Forced
let me
hesitation.
know. Uh, Forced hesitation. Thank you very much, Bobby. But we are gonna take over the next chase with C. C seems to be in a pretty bad spot. He will. That was actually an insane power play. We are gonna be in a tough position. He's gonna be able to get the mesh hit value. That was actually a lucky M2 ability. They're not gonna lie, but it was really interesting to see. But what are your thoughts,
I
Bobby?
think the killer, if they camped to begin with, they would have got 6th stage anyway. Right now, the survivors have benefited more. I think the decision would have been better to camp. Like, I don't know. It's a difficult scenario here.
By the way, I have a small question. This is a particular one. Did you take off my filter? Because thank you. I really do appreciate for the people that are thinking that I'm swearing or saying naughty words. I'm not saying naughty words. But the
I
filter is
mean,
I think broken or something
we'll have a
because
look at the VOD tie, I'm convinced. I think
bro.
you're a sailor.
Okay, we're gonna have a look at the but for real, like I don't know. It
Wait, how many
seems
stages was
either
that
it
tie in?
doesn't
I'm dumb. Sorry.
recognize 6 stages, six or
6 or
seven
7.
stages, I
Nice.
believe.
Very good. Very good. Very nice.
Yeah, 6 or 7. I think it's 6 stages.
If
I think
need
it's
be, we
six
can go
stages
back to the
actually. I'm
VOD
not
if
sure
need
though.
be.
If unmute it.
There you go.
Okay. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the last match here. We have the survivors from Mortality on Survivor. We are gonna get an amazing hit on Kernel here. He really seems to struggle, but we have a pretty good mine in here since that Not gonna lie, it's gonna be an interesting set. The killer is playing very aggressively and he needs to do a good result. But let's see how the survivors will play this. But what do
I
you
think our
think?
survivors have to be as aggressive as they can with gens and just work on it like that and prevent hook stages here. It's going to be really, really difficult with it being 6 stages. I do believe only 4 gens got done, I think. Um, so yeah,
All the generators
they were
have
all
been done
done.
last time. They were, all the
Yeah,
generators have been done, and yeah, and 2 people I believe
and
were
2 died.
able to escape on the survivor set. But we are gonna take here the down on Kernel. Very unlucky moment, and we have the first generator being popped. This is gonna be really problematic for the killer here. What do you think?
I think the generators
Oh,
popping is
another
it's a real
generator.
bad situation here.
That
It's really good that the mortality is
you are right about that, but
how can I put? It's good that mortality's taking this so seriously and they're aggressively working the gens. To only have 1 hook right now, it's a bad situation for our killer.
yes, indeed, you're right about that. Seems that the kernel is gonna be instantly unhooked, which is huge value. We are gonna go after Project. Project is gonna be our next victim here. He's gonna try to play this properly. He's gonna take the hit, and right now we are gonna take an early down on this survivor here, which is a bit unlucky. But I guess sometimes you are not gonna be lucky, which seems that it was the case. But overall, the killer is starting to play a bit more aggressive. He's really showing his fangs right now, and to be honest, I'm really interested to see how he's gonna try to play this. He has to keep control over these generators, and to be honest, he needs to keep the 3 gen on top side safe. He needs to make sure that everything is gonna go in his way, otherwise he's gonna lose this battle here. But what do you think?
I think our killer realistically needs to camp this. I think it's a difficult scenario for them, and he's going to have to just camp it and I think get some stages.
I see. What do you think that the killer has to do to just take the win?
Right now, I think
Do you
it's
think?
really tricky because like I said before, 6 stages. You know, it sounds easy to beat, but our survivors are really pushing these gens, and it's a shame he doesn't have more gen defense.
It's starting to get really hard for the killer. Yeah, probably he wanted to go for an aggressive build, which is not a bad idea, but we do have to see that in practice. We do have to see how the killer is gonna try to play this, and to be honest, I'm gonna be really excited to see the way that he's gonna show us his skill. But overall, we see him doing a pretty good job. He doesn't back down. He doesn't try to let the survivors take the win so easily, and overall he's gonna try to do his best to show his skill, which is always amazing to see. But overall, the survivors are doing an amazing job. They were able to do 2 generations very early. One single hook stage on the killer side was really unlucky, but we are gonna take over the next chase with DMR. DMR here is gonna get infected. We are gonna be able to take a free hit on DMR, which is unlucky. He was about to play this properly, and I think that right now we are gonna get an infection on him. Seems that beautiful infection was being applied here, and we got another down, which I believe that actually we might see a potential shift in the
We do see
balance here. We
a
are
third hook and a third
potentially
gen as
gonna get
well.
our killer win.
Halfway there
Yes,
to
indeed,
that
you're right
condition. What
about
do you
this.
think right
It's
now? Is the killer going to be able to achieve the 6th stage?
To be honest, at the moment we do have to keep in mind the fact. I think that he may be able to achieve the 6th stage. He has to play this safely, and to be honest, it will really matter by what he can do, because we see a lot of gen progress on these specific ones. Like, it's gonna be really tricky, it's gonna be really problematic. We have to keep in mind the fact that this killer is really gonna struggle on this, and the fact that he doesn't have too many uh gen regression perks. As you've said, it's gonna make it a bit harder. We are gonna get another generator. The survivors are really pushing them further and further down the line. We are gonna get another infection on Project. Project seems in a pretty good spot. He's gonna try to play this properly. He's gonna drop the pellet. He's gonna try to win as much time as for his team as possible, and right now we are going back to the safe place, to the shack side. We are not going to be able to get infection. We actually need to kick these generators. We need to play this as safely as we can. We are probably looking at the potential 6 stages, but Matters by us is gonna try to play this. He's gonna be able to get a beautiful hit on Project. Project seems to be in a bit of a struggle right now, in a bit of a chokehold. He's gonna try to play this properly, and the killer decided to go back to the shack because he can't really let this generator pop. It's gonna be really problematic. All the survivors being alive, it's the worst moment for him, but maybe this is shift in the gear that the killer needs in this moment. We are not going to be able to do something here though. We are not going to be able to get this aggression in time, and we see these generators with a lot of progress. He needs to TP, he needs to make sure that he has the control over these generators here, but as we can see, it's getting really hard for him being with 4 survivors in a match. At the start it's workable till you get rid of someone, but because he was not able to get rid of that specific someone, it's gonna be really problematic. We are gonna take the next chase here at Project is gonna try to play safely. He will get an amazing infection and an amazing down on Project here. Very unlucky, very unlucky. Very beautiful play from the killer. Maybe this is gonna be the gear shift, and another hook stage is gonna be applied. Ooh, this is gonna be really something else. This is the second hook stage. He needs to play this as aggressive as possible to get as many hook stages as possible. He needs to get that. He needs to go for the gate and get it. This is the most important part of the match. He's gonna try to put he's gonna try to put the, I don't know, the Phantom. What is that even called? This is a good question. But we are gonna get the next chase with Define. Define seems to be in a pretty good position. He doesn't have pellets though anymore, and he's gonna take the hit here. Ooh, this is very unlucky. We see Colonel though going for the save, and right now Colonel needs to play the safety. We are gonna get the Screamer's value, but it's not really gonna save him for too long because the Brutal is just something else. He will not be able to get the flashlight on his
Oh, I see
face,
the problem.
and right
Defiance are
now we
fresh, so they
see
have to get him or else it's a win. I see this problem right now. Well, Nomad is down.
this is
They can
problematic.
get him, but there is one
Ooh.
injured. It's such a tricky situation here.
We're not gonna hear any survivor around the way, and right now it's gonna be a potential tiebreaker if I don't remember if they got 7 stages
Yeah, I know. This is the problem.
or if they got 6 stages. We I thought that this will be uh, a less tighter match, but because the survivors played so well, it's gonna be really questionable. At the end of the day, we do have to keep in mind the fact that both teams are really good with their killers, with their survivors, with their coordination, with their game sense, and everything down the line. But right now, we need to see. Ooh, actually, beautiful infection on Colonel there. He needs to get cheeky hits with power, otherwise, it's gonna get more and more problematic. And to be honest, if Defiant is gonna reach the second stage, it's gonna be a possible loss here. So they need to go for double save here. We are gonna get a potential hit on Colonel. No, he's not gonna be able to get it. Right now, all the survivors are going for the blue. They're really trying. We are gonna see a beautiful
Gonna have to
attempt.
get in line.
Colonel's gonna be able to get it. And right now, Defiant is the main target. He's really trying to go for it, but seems that the survivors really have to try to get those cheeky hits. Right now, Defiant is the main target of the match. This is really interesting to see. I think that the survivors are gonna try to go for the escape, and Defiant tries to go for the hedge. No, seems that is not gonna be the case. You will miss the M2 ability. This is getting more and more interesting. This is getting harder and harder. The killer is really pulsing through the heart. The heart is really pulsing. This is really going through the skin. Not gonna lie, this is gonna be really interesting. The timer is going on. What's gonna really happen? This is the question that I need an answer to. But we're gonna get a beautiful hit here. Seems that the survivors are gonna try to take the hits. They will try to go for it. Colonel
Why doesn't he
is
use
gonna be able
power?
to go for the priority blow.
Well, it
He
won't
will not be able
damage.
to get it. Ooh, this is gonna get as a beautiful hit here.
Oh no.
And we are gonna
They're
get
throwing.
another down. No, this is not throwing. This is hold. Oh, no, he actually got the MR. I don't know what the MR. Oh, this is really problematic. This is actually really problematic. Right now, it's gonna be a 6 hook stage. The MR is gonna be the one that is really. I think that this, if it's second hook stages, ooh, this is gonna be up to luck. Not gonna lie, but what do you think?
Right, well, that's 4 fresh on this match. So 7 hooked and 4 fresh.